This is not a normal liquid. This liquid actually, during my first pregnancy, I just grabbed the prenatal that said #1 OBGYN recommended and assumed it must be the best. But over the last 4 pregnancies, I discovered what actually makes a good prenatal. I was so lucky a friend showed me the absolute best liquid prenatal that saved me so much trouble during my next 3 pregnancies. When I tried it, I was shocked because I felt better in literally 15 minutes. What she gave me was this powder. I'm gonna mix some for you into water. It is so simple. This prenatal is from Isotonic. It is not some new trend. They have been around for 18 years and make the world's most advanced nutraceuticals. So I'm putting 2 capfuls of powder into 4 ounces of water. See how it's bubbling? This is not a normal liquid. This liquid actually matches the fluid pressure in your body, and I know that sounds nerdy, but stick with me. If you were to go get an IV therapy, those liquids would also have to match the fluid pressure in your body. This is called an isotonic state. Now here's what makes this so powerful. When your supplement is in an isotonic state like this, your body recognizes it as its own fluid and it doesn't start the digestive process. So instead of having to work hard to break it down, it actually goes straight to the small intestines where absorption happens. And because it bypasses all that difficult work, it can solve many common problems and gives you the best absorption you can get without a needle. When you take a tablet or a gummy, your body has to work hard to break that down. And this process can take 3 to 4 hours. This is one of the reasons they can cause so much nausea and stomach upset. Over that time, you actually end up losing nutritive value, not absorbing everything that was in it. It's more work for less reward. I realized I needed to tell more people about this when I was scrolling TikTok and saw that women attempting to take their prenatals was basically a trend, and it brought back awful memories from when I struggled with it during my first pregnancy. I went on to have 3 more children, so I am super grateful I did not have to continue dealing with that problem for the next 9 years. And this has been helping so many others too. Ashley says, love it, doesn't make my stomach upset. This solution can be especially great for people with gut issues since it bypasses that digestive work. Of course, always talk to your healthcare provider about trying something new because we all have unique bodies. But if you're someone who is struggling with aversions, I want to give you a pro tip. You saw I put in 2 capfuls of powder. This is 4 ounces of water. You can break that up so that you're only trying to get down 2 ounces at a time. So I love that option. I also saw on TikTok women with hypermesis saying the only way they survived was with ice chips. And I thought, well, they could freeze this prenatal. That would be amazing. And it also got me thinking that this would be a delicious slushie. It has a mango passion fruit flavor. I love it. My mom has a slushie machine. Let me know if I should steal that and try to make a prenatal slushie. Now, another cause of stomach upset in supplements can actually be the type of iron that they use. This is usually a ferrous sulfate, which is known to cause constipation and stomach cramps. But this is a particular form of iron phosphate that is known to be more gentle on the stomach and more easily absorbed. One of my biggest struggles has always been iron anemia, and that's actually how I got recommended this in the first place. I used to deal with cold chills, shortness of breath, and fatigue every day. So I wasn't totally sure this was gonna work for me, but I knew I hated the pills that the doctor recommended. Sure enough, after 15 minutes, I felt the life come back to my body. And I was so happy it didn't taste like medicine. I was worried it would taste like Alka-Seltzer. I hate that taste. But this tastes like a delicious fruit cocktail. I also don't like carbonated and fizzy. I know some people absolutely love that. I don't. I just wanted to run it by anybody who's maybe wondering. You can see the bubbles are gone. It does not leave any kind of fizzy taste. This is completely smooth. I love it so much. And I love that when I start to feel fatigued, I can drink this and actually start to feel better. But I'm not perfect, and during my 4th pregnancy, I was nesting, forgot to take it for a week, probably scrubbing the baseboards, Why do we do that? Anyway, at 37 weeks, my iron came back below the level that they want to see it at before birth, which is usually a hemoglobin around 11. I believe mine was a 9. Now, I knew I had forgotten to take it for a week, and I know how effective this is, so I asked if I could retest again in a week, which meant I had to come back for an extra appointment, but it was so worth it because I had a dream water birth plan that did not involve needles or excessive bleeding. Sure enough, my iron levels went from a 9 to a 14. And while I can feel these working in 15 minutes, the benefits really start to add up after a few weeks. More energy, better sleep, and of course, beautiful hair and nails. And most importantly, getting your nutrient levels up. Another way Isotonics has made sure this works with your body instead of against it that I really appreciate is that instead of using folic acid, they use methylfolate, the active form your body actually uses. I'm gonna make an entire video on this folic acid versus folate debate, why it even exists. But what you need to know right now is that our bodies don't use folic acid. Once you take folic acid, your body has to work to convert it into methylated folate to be used. Now, about 40% of the population has trouble with that conversion process, making folic acid not great for their bodies. But when you take methylfolate, that work is already done. It's the most bioavailable form for everyone. In fact, the entire B complex in this is methylated, which is why it's called an activated prenatal. And when it comes to specific ingredients, there are a couple more I don't want you to leave without seeing. The vitamin A in this is all beta carotene, which is the safer form during pregnancy, whereas other prenatals will use retinol. I also love the higher magnesium levels. I just filmed a review for another liquid prenatal that only had 25 milligrams of magnesium, so this has 4 times the amount. This brand also makes a magnesium powder that I love to have in the evening. Another thing I check on any supplement is the other section. For other brands, this is where you usually find that paragraph of junk ingredients, but this one is so clean and minimal. That fructose, it even comes from non-GMO beets. The attention to detail in this formula is outstanding. There are no binders, fillers, or coatings either. If there are any other specific ingredients you have questions about that I didn't mention, please comment below and let me know. There are 2 I know you might be wondering about, choline and DHA. For choline, this isn't really a concern for me because a 3-egg omelet with some spinach can meet that 450 milligram recommendation, and by the time you've had lunch and dinner, you probably exceed that recommendation, which is fabulous. As for the DHA not being in here, this is a huge advantage. When companies try to cram everything into one prenatal, something's gotta give. Either the omega is low quality and goes rancid, or they skimp out on other ingredients to make room for it. But when you take them separately, you get the chance to get vitamins from the vitamin experts and omegas from the omega expert. Checking that you get a high quality source of healthy fats is crucial, especially where there's fish involved. My kids love the liquid omega we use. I'll link that into the description, as well as this prenatal, of course, and the other isotonics I've mentioned, like the magnesium. So instead of one mediocre supplement trying to do it all, you get 2 excellent ones that do what they do best. This is a win-win in my book. I've been taking these for 9 years and haven't found anything that beats it. I've got a 10% off coupon code down there for you with the link, and you're gonna get an additional 10% off when you put this on auto ship because you're smart and you don't wanna run out. Trust me, I have ran out before and I regret it every time. Plus 10% off every single order is amazing. Once you've tried it, please come back and let me know how much you love it.